Hey, we're back at the top again today with another type to fix. Way back in 2016, we went over all 18 types, but I feel like we need to make a few changes to the ones I made prior as they don't seem as good as they once were. So I feel like we need to remaster the series and come up with something even better. This is now the 13th video in the remastered series, so if you missed the others, check the link in the description below. Today's type is none other than the water type. There are so many Pokemon with this type, I'm not surprised it has a few problems, so we should fix that. But it's time to dive in. Let's find out how Pokemon Sword and Shield can fix the water type. I don't really know about this one, but since most of the priority moves are physical, I wanted to at least bring this move up into the limelight. Basically, there are only two specially offensive priority moves, Vacuum Wave and Water Shuriken. We're going to be focusing on Water Shuriken because, well, this is the water type video. We haven't yet covered the fighting type this time, so it wouldn't really make any sense to do that. Regarding Water Shuriken, only Greninja and Excelgor get this move. Now, obviously it's a little bit harder to spread this move out due to the theme of the move, but I feel like it could be added to a few more Pokemon's movesets. When a type is less physically offensive and more specially offensive, you should really take advantage of things like this. Wait, did I just foreshadow the next fix? When I use the term defining, I'm referring to the move people always remember as one of their best attacks. When you think of the fire type, you think of Fire Blast and Flare Blitz. When you think of the grass type, you think of Solar Beam and Power Whip. But when you think of the water type, you think of Hydro Pump and... what? I mean, that in itself is not the problem. See, Hydro Pump is a great move. The problem lies in the physical side. The strongest physical move is Crab Hammer at 100 base damage. The issue with this move is that it's more suited for crustaceans, since most of them have claws. Think Kingler, Crawdaunt, and Clawitzer. All three get Crab Hammer, but it makes no sense on regular water types. So truly what we're lacking is a widespread physical move to help out those physical water types. We'll cover that soon enough, it just needs to wash ashore in a few more minutes. Another new generation, and another water-dominated generation. It's not much of a surprise due to the region being based on Hawaii, but when you have 18 types and one type takes up 14% of those 88 new Pokemon in Generation 7, you know it's a big issue. This has been an issue for generations. For some reason, in every generation, there's always an influx of many new normal and water types. Normal type, you know, it makes a bit of sense since they like to just last-minute tag it onto a new Pokemon, but with a water type, that's more of an elemental type. You know, like it pairs with the grass and fire types well, yet it dominates the ratio between itself and the other 17 types. Just look at these stats. 16% of all Pokemon are water type in some way, shape, or form. 16% of the entire Pokemon roster, being 809 Pokemon in total, are water type. That's a bit much. How about instead of focusing on the water type a lot more for the 8th generation in a row, but instead focusing on the types that struggle to get new Pokemon in their categories in each generation? You might think that this is not an improvement to the water type, but when you look at the bigger picture, it really is. That way, there wouldn't be such an oversaturated, pun intended, type with a bunch of its own Pokemon being so low in the tier list, they should change the name of PU to the Mariana Trench. The water type is the first type in a while that doesn't already have a benefit. We can finally create things from scratch again. Hey, that's not the scratching I meant. Well, they do get the benefit from an offensive change in the rain, but what if we buffed Hail even more? We mentioned it in the Ice type video, but Hail really needs more help. So we have the Water type to the rescue! What if the water type had two effects under Hail? The first benefit could be the one that we've been bringing up the last few videos, where their defenses would rise by 50% when Hail is active. Not only that, but water types cannot be frozen while it is hailing. It makes sense since water and ice are one and the same, just in a different medium. So instead, we should make that medium level hard, because in the Hail, the water types just got more defensive and much harder to take down. So today's regional form is a Pokemon that's not really too prevalent in the games, and this Pokemon is from Unova and the Unova branch of the Galar Gauntlet. Go check out that video in the card in the upper right hand corner for more information. Not much is known about Swanna, but we have to figure out why it would change to this form, which is designed by Adriano L. Drawings. Why has it become dark and flying? Well, we can look at its biology from Bulbapedia and its dex entries. Most of them state that, despite their elegant appearance, they flap their wings strongly and fly for thousands of miles. Swannas start to dance at dusk. The one dancing in the middle is the leader of the flock. There's not really much to go off of here, so the only thing I can work with this is the timing. Perhaps Swana flew across the ocean from Unova to Galar, which took it all day and all night, and then it fell into a deep slumber due to being exhausted, and woke up later on, which shifted its internal clock, and became nocturnal. Due to the shift, it had to adjust its defenses so it wouldn't be attacked suddenly during the day. The spread is much different from normal Swanas, with base 75 HP, 101 defense, and 106 special defense. Because of this, its offenses take a hit with a base 50 attack, base 93 special attack, and base 75 speed. But in order to differentiate it from Mandibuzz, we'll keep most of its water attacks and some of the existing abilities. It will retain Keen Eye, but gain both Gale Wings and the new ability we have here, called Boiling Point. What? Was there like a 3-second gap between that sentence? Weird. But anyways, Pokemon with the ability of Boiling Point will actually help out on the physical side. See, if a Pokemon that has this ability gets hit with a fire type move, its attack raises by 2 stages. But this isn't related to the fire type.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, yeah, on paper, but the distribution of this ability would pretty much be for the water types. Boiling is something that is synonymous with water, so it only makes sense. This ability would be great with a pairing with the move Riptide. Huh? You know, these 3-second gaps where I can't talk are getting annoying. Anyways, Riptide is a 110 base power physical water move where the user takes on the surges of the tides to strike into the opponent. And yeah, that's it. There's no secondary effect. This was the move to put up a defining physical move for the water types. Like I said, pairing this attack with Boiling Point would be great because you can just switch it into a fire type, take the hit, and take your opponent out to see the power of the Riptide. The water type is so saturated in the Pokemon world that all the possible type combinations are taken already. However, there is one type combination that has only been done with a legendary Pokemon. That Pokemon is Volcanion. And while that's cool and all, it just doesn't seem fair that such a cool type combination is locked behind a one-time chance since it's a legendary Pokemon. So what if we fix this issue by introducing a meteoric fish who is fire and water type? I wonder how that would look like. Well, lo and behold, we have Meteorus, a meteor fish Pokemon concept from Smiley Fakemon. Of course, if you want to see the original concept, you can find the link in the description below. It is based off the meteor goldfish, and its dex entries state that Meteorus lives in underwater caverns, attacking intruders by charging at high speeds. Its scales are impenetrable, and therefore very valuable. When you look at its stats, it's actually quite defensive. With a base 75 HP, base 137 defense, and base 75 special defense, you'll have a hard time taking this thing down unless you want to abuse its lower special defense. Just don't overlook its offensive capabilities, because with base 110 attack, base 70 special attack, and base 93 speed, you will definitely be surprised when this thing suddenly outspeeds you. With the abilities of sheer force and shell armor, mainly because that's what the artist has already listed, you'll have some great tools at its disposal. But with the hidden ability of Boiling Point, do not try to hit this thing with a fire-type move. It will pair nicely with the moves of Liquidation, Flare Blitz, Riptide, Stone Edge, and Morning Sun, as you will have to make the decision on whether or not the Meteorus that you are facing is defensive or offensive. That's up for you to decide, but honestly, this should be a great addition to the Pokemon world. I guess we're underwater now? Okay, but with that will wrap up the ways we can fix the water type. If you have any ideas how to fix the water type, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. Best idea gets flooded to the top. Which type should I cover next time? Be sure to pick your favorite as we are remastering the types leading up to Pokemon Sword and Shield, so we still have a lot to cover. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to start the climb today. And with that, I want to thank you for watching. I'll catch you back at the top later on, because that's how we do it. I like this music. It goes great on an outro, don't you think? Oh, wait. I'm breaking the fourth wall again. Anyways, you should check out one of these other videos.